For Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning. It is Tuesday. It's election day, and it was a stormy night last night, so I hope you weren't impacted by that too much, but it was rocky at times around the Ozarks. So we will begin, and we'll have more on the election coming up, but we'll begin with news.
Yes, a house explosion killed a resident in Douglas County. A woman inside that house was killed, and a man was able to escape the debris with only minor injuries. Wow. A fire followed the explosion and needed 4 fire departments to respond to get it out. Apparently, the homeowner smelled propane gas for several days, but could not find where it was coming from or if it was leaking. Then something ignited the propane and caused that explosion. Unbelievable. A guilty plea from a man accused of breaking into several houses in Springfield and assaulting at least one woman inside. The break-ins happened in 2023 in the Roundtree neighborhood. The 42-year-old man was already on parole from 4 other criminal convictions for breaking into other homes. He will be sentenced for his latest string of crimes in July.
Wow. Okay. Today, as we said, is Election Day in the Ozarks. Voters casting their ballots on a number of issues, municipal elections. In Springfield, I got some big stuff. Voters are choosing 3 members of the school board for the Springfield Public School District. 7 candidates are vying for those 3 positions. Also on the ballot in Springfield, whether to change the mayor's term from 2 to 4 years. So those are some of the things up for a vote. Depends on where you are, what you'll be voting on. But we know in Springfield, polls are open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then the one and only police officer to be killed in the line of duty in Aurora was back in 1907. Deputy John Chambers was 30 years old when he was shot and killed in the street. Now, the Aurora Marionville Police Department is honoring the sacrifice of that fallen officer. The department wants to erect a memorial outside the police station to honor Deputy Chambers. And they're also asking for more information from his family. They don't have a picture of him, so they'd like more information about him so that they can properly honor him.
Well, summer is coming, but it's been more than a year since the public swimming pool in Nixa has been open to swimmers. You'll remember this. The pool had a big leak that prevented it from getting to open last summer, to the disappointment of many people, myself included. Work is now underway to fix the problem. They're hoping to be able to open the pool in early June. Also, a new splash pad is being installed while they're at it, because why not? Work is underway. Might as well add it while they have all the construction people there.
You might as well. It's always been a nice pool. We've been over there a couple of times when the kids were younger, and they enjoyed it.
It is a nice one, for sure.
Conzo Martin was reintroduced as head coach of the Missouri State Bears basketball team yesterday. He addressed the crowd, thanked the university for hiring him for the head coaching job 16 years ago. He coached Missouri State from 2008 through 2011, and then, he had a meteoric rise. He took off. He coached at Tennessee, at California, and at the University of Missouri. He's been out of coaching for the last 2 years, but now he's back at Missouri State, so we wish him well. In other coaching news, former Missouri State head women's basketball coach Kelly Harper was fired from that same position at the University of Tennessee. She had coached there for 5 seasons and had a record that, it wasn't bad. It was 108 wins and 52 losses. That's not bad, but that ain't good enough at Tennessee. Yeah, that's not good enough at Tennessee. They're used to winning national championships, and if they don't do that on your watch, you're not going to be there long.
Trouble.
You're in trouble. Prior to coaching at the University of Tennessee, Harper, of course, was the Bears head coach from 2013 to 2019.
All right. Now to this. Dallas News is reporting that Kansas City Chiefs player Rashee Rice is involved in a car crash on Saturday that involved 5 other cars. So 6 cars total, one of which was potentially racing him for lack of a better term. They kind of think there were two different cars involved, but it didn't actually call it a race, so to speak. But here's what happened. Rice was in a Corvette that he had rented, that was out for rent by him at 6:20 Saturday evening when that car crashed, and people inside 4 other cars were injured, 2 of which had to go to the hospital. So Rice's involvement is unclear, but again, he was the one apparently who had rented that car. Police have said that all occupants in the Corvette, which was what his was, and the Lamborghini that was possibly connected, like in a race of sorts, fled the scene without checking on anyone or exchanging any information. Rashi has had an attorney who says that he is sorry and that he is cooperating fully with authorities.
Okay.
And they didn't call it a race, so I hesitate to call it that, but it's kind of for lack of a better term. But it sounds like the Corvette and Lamborghini were at least like, I don't know, facing off, if you will, on the roadway. You've seen this. You've seen cars do this. So, okay. If you are looking to fill out the FAFSA at Missouri State University, did I say it right? I practiced it before we went on live. FAFSA.
It's a bunch of letters.
Yes, it has been. It's the Federal Aid for Financial something assistance. Anyway, the deadline has been pushed back to May 1st. The federal government says the form has had several delays and technical errors that have made it very difficult for students to get it completed. So they're pushing it back, recognizing that it was like out of their control. The FAFSA, of course, determines a student's eligibility to get financial aid. So I'm familiar with the FAFSA. I remember this.
Right.
All right. The countdown is on until the eclipse. As you know, it was a week from yesterday. So it is this upcoming Monday, April 8th.
Yeah.
Less than a week now. And there are some Missouri towns in totality. West Plains is planning something big. Hardy, Arkansas. Also Cape Girardeau, Poplar Bluff, Doniphan, some of the other Missouri towns expecting big crowds and planning activities to boot. So should be a good time. And I don't know if you have plans, then that's good, because I have a feeling getting a hotel in any of those towns is going to be very difficult.
It's crazy how much money this is making for towns that don't make a lot of money. They certainly don't make tourist money. But they are, I was watching, I have the news on in my office all day long, different channels. I flip it around, and all of them were talking about how people are making money and making plans to be there. So people who aren't in the line of totality are traveling to. We have some people at work I was talking with yesterday. They're going to drive over. They've already paid, or maybe not paid, but they have reservations in a church parking lot so that they have a place to sit, and they have restrooms at the ready that they can use.
Yeah.
But other places are selling just spaces of ground. They block off a 6x6 square, and you can be in that square, and they're making money on it. So it's crazy just how much money is being made. So many people traveling to see it.
I just envision all of these people sitting in their car along Highway 60 to the east,
Well,
I don't think Highway Patrol is not going to let them stay there. I don't think, but it's just funny because I just feel like I can see it. I can see the cars pulling off to the side.
I think even if the cars aren't sitting there stopped purposefully, they will be once all this happens, because there's going to be so much insane traffic of out-of-towners who are in town that the roads will probably be at a standstill anyway. Yes. Especially for those 3 minutes.
Yeah. The last one was 7 years ago, and I was in Rolla for that one. So apparently Rolla must have been in totality. I remember it, but I don't vividly remember it. I just remember that we had to get a special lens for the television camera to be able to shoot video of it. That is what I remember.
I remember it. I was with the kids, and I got the special glasses, and we looked at it, and it was cool.
Yeah. All right. We want to end with this. We want to say congratulations to Dan from Battlefield, Missouri. He won the family 4-pack of tickets to the Springfield Cardinals game and the fireworks show on April 12th. So Thank you, Dan, for
Yeah.
watching. Thank you for playing. Congratulations to you. Our team at Around the Ozarks will reach out to you and let you know that you are the winner chicken dinner. Also,
cool.
there is a new contest that starts today that you're going to want to check out. It is the St. Louis Cardinals tickets contest, and it
Yeah.
is running from right now through April 14th. Today is day one. So we want to let you know about that. You can go to aroundtheozarks.com, click on contest, and you can get entered to win St. Louis Cardinals baseball tickets. Also,
Awesome.
your radio home for the St. Louis Cardinals is 105.1 The Bull. So thank you to 105.1 The Bull and Around the Ozarks for making this contest possible to win a pair of tickets. So to the St. Louis Cardinals baseball game happening on April 21st, which is a great day because it's my birthday and our wedding anniversary.
Oh, isn't that
There
sweet?
you go. But you can win tickets to that. So that's a great time. And you get a pair. So how about that?
I have to get back in baseball mode. I've been in basketball mode here recently, so I haven't made the switch over in my mind that it's baseball season because it feels like it's early for baseball season. I don't know if it actually is or not, but it feels early for baseball. So I have to make the switch over in my mind. But once I do, I listen to a lot of those games when I'm in the car on 105.1 The Bull because I just love to listen to baseball games. I don't know, it takes me back to my youth or whatever it does, but I enjoy it.
Well, and they're good. If you can only listen, so the sign of a good like commentator or even reporter or story is when you can just listen and visualize it. And they do such a great job, especially in baseball. Not that football and basketball aren't good, but baseball commentators and announcers it is such a unique art of calling the game, and they do a great job at it.
Well, you know what? It is impressive when people can just listen. Do you know that most people just listen to us? So what's that tell you?
I don't know that we paint the picture very well, but I hope
pretty
that we
good.
do.
We're pretty good. No, you're supposed to say we're pretty good. That's what I think.
We're pretty good, babe. We're pretty good. I hope that we paint the picture for you, but perhaps it would be better if you watched us. Although there are many days where I have not a lick of makeup on. And so I just go with that. I tell myself, you know what? Most people are just listening to this anyway. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah. Okay, so check out that contest. And then we mentioned the midweek matinee at the Galois on Wednesday afternoon.
Tomorrow.
So don't forget about that also.
Yep, it is 007 Goldfinger, I believe.
That's right. You're right. Yeah. Yes.
All right. Hey, we appreciate you watching. Appreciate you listening. And if you are listening to the audio version, you can keep it right there because Abby Dyer's Wake Up Weather will be on in 30 short seconds. If you like to watch the video and you prefer the video like we're talking about, you can get Abby's forecast on Facebook, on our app, Around the Ozarks, or at aroundtheozarks.com. And one more thing, Google is getting rid of its podcast app, which is a pretty big deal. So if you get us through that, you'll have to switch over. And really the easiest thing to do is just go to Around the Ozarks, get the Around the Ozarks app, because then it'll be right there at your fingertips whenever you want to watch the podcast, listen to the podcast, whatever. You can check it out there because Google Podcasts is going away, interestingly enough. Yeah.
I have Apple Podcast. You're a Google guy. I'm an Apple girl. And I have Apple Podcast. And it's actually the only podcast platform that I personally use. So I hate that for Google fans,
you don't have to hate it for anybody. People can still get it at the Around the Ozarks app. It's easier than ever.
Okay. All right, everybody, have a great Tuesday. And thanks so much for joining us. It's election day. So we will see you back here tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.